Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show, which is presented to you by Power Planter Earth Augers, the official digging tool. To find the right size for your digging project, visit powerplanter.com. Now here are your hosts, Joey and Holly Baird.
Our final segment of our final show of Season 4. Welcome back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show. We got some people we want to thank and some information we want to share with you. When it comes to producing, now this is kind of a little behind the scenes, when it comes to producing a radio show, it's not just that we walk in, turn the mics on, and talk for an hour. There's hundreds and hundreds of hours that go into the production of the show over the course of, for us, 35 weeks. And hundreds and hundreds of hours and tens of thousands of emails in order to contact companies and ask them, hey, here's what we do. Here's our platforms across the country. Do you want to be part of the program and sponsor our show?
And that's Joey's full-time job.
Right.
And I help as I can, but I have my own full-time job outside of all of this.
So, we won't get into too much detail because some of them is information that's only privy to us. But yeah, we spend about 12 to 14 months working on an 8-month show is kind of what it figures out to being. When the show starts in March of Season 5, I will already be planning for Season 6 that following year on how it's one of those things, what will affect the domino that I knock over today? How is that going to affect the 6th month or 8th month or 9th month down the road dominoes? How is that going to all affect that? So it sounds seamless when you listen to it, but to us, there's a lot of information, a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes in order to make the show what it is. There's a lot of Garden Talk radio shows on the air, regionally and sometimes nationally, based on where you find it. Some of them, ours is very unique. Ours is content-based. Many of the Garden Talk radio shows are, please call in. We're waiting for you to call in. Please call in with your question. We wanted to deliver the content to you, and then if a question comes up due to that content that was delivered, then you can reach out to us via phone call or email in order to get the clarification in which is needed or additional information to provide for us. So that's how our show works. And we first want to thank God, because that, and faith and God kind of go together, because that has been the driving force behind this program. The way this program got started back in, it's actually January of 2016. We attempted to do this on our own the previous year, failed miserably. And then I got laid off from the job that I had that was full time. And I told Holly, let's take a shot at this. And she said, no way, we're not going to do it. Don't even try it again, because we'd failed so badly the previous year.
Because we were not very happy with each other at that point either.
Well, we were trying to do a full-time job part-time.
Yeah.
You can't reach out to companies at 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then they email you back and at 11 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, I want to give you a call. Let's talk about your sponsorship. And you're at work and you can't do that. It's very difficult. So we took a leap of faith. Faith is the substance of the things not yet seen, the evidence of the things hoped for. And we hoped for the radio show. We had not yet seen the evidence of it, but we were able to make it on one station here in the Milwaukee area. And then we expanded. The station picked up a secondary frequency, and then we stayed on that for 2 years. And then in year 3, we expanded to 6 stations in 4 markets. And then this year, we're on 16 stations in around 10-plus markets. Next year, we're going to be on, as of right now, 15 stations in 10-plus markets across the country.
We take a lot of leaps of faith.
Right.
But that's okay.
And that's, we don't know we don't know whom is going to see the emails. When we pray and we ask that the right person sees it and the right company finds us, or we find the right company. And talking about those dominoes, they've all fell, and they continue to fall in the right direction. And if they continue to fall in the right direction, the right people get a hold of us, and we get a hold of the right people, we feel that is the path in which we are supposed to be on. When it becomes difficult and things do not fall in the direction, then we have to reevaluate the situation we're in and if we're continued to be on the path in which we're supposed to be on. That said, and that's how the show started. Thank Holly. She sits over there. I run the button. She sits over there and kind of fills in places where I need to change things over here.
That's all I do.
Well, you do other things, but you're able to make things seamless. Whenever I have a problem over here, you take over and make it sound like there's nothing wrong. And you just talk about whatever the topic is. And I'm scrambling over here trying to figure out why things have gone the way they've gone. And you can watch, some of you watch us only on in-studio video. Others of you only listen to us on the radio or podcast replay or however it is. We thank you for that. We hear from you. You have wrote in across the country, and we thank you because without you and without you buying the products that the sponsors that we have found provide the finances in order to pay for the airtime that we're on, none of this happens.
And we love hearing from you.
Yes.
It's very delightful to us when we have a call on the hotline or we get an email or whatever.
I found you on this platform or I listen to you, on this station every week. And we thank you for that. That means a great deal to us. We take the winter off because we need a break and there's not much activity in which can be talked about over the 17 weeks that we're off. However, if you're listening to us on WCRN 830 AM out of the Boston, Massachusetts area, for the 17 weeks that we will not be creating new content, you will be able to listen to encore presentations of shows in season 4 here. So, we appreciate that. We do want to say goodbye to 2 stations, KMET 1490 AM out of Banning, California. We will be leaving that station as well as WRMN 1410 AM out of Elgin. Those, we had to make a financial decision, what was best for our business and the show. So we're replacing those 2 stations. We'll be in the Denver area next year as well as the Pittsburgh area next year, substituting those 2. So, and next year our name or the content, the program, all the same. Our name will be different. It will transition from the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show to the Gardening with Joey and Holly radio show. And we've done that for a couple of reasons. Regional confusion. If you're listening, why we listen to a Wisconsin garden show when we're in Kansas City or Minneapolis or Boston, or that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why we've done that. And we have to thank the sponsors. Some are returning, some are not. They've all made decisions to be part of the show this year, and we appreciate that. ProPlugger, Power Planter, our presenting sponsor, ProPlugger, World's Coolest Rain Gauge, Root Maker, Tomato Snap, Chapin Manufacturing Incorporated, Pomona Pectin, Ivy Organics, Dr. Jim's, Neptune's Harvest, Seed Savers Exchange, Water Hoop, MI Greenhouse LLC, Phylum Bioproducts, Happy Leaf LED, DripWorks.com, We Grow Indoors, Deer Defeat, Harvest More, Blue Mel's Landscape and Garden Center, Tree Ripe, Chip Drop, Blue Ribbon Organics, Big Elk Garlic Farm, and Pearls Premium Grass Seed. We thank all of those sponsors because without them and their financial contributions to the program, we are not on the air. Anything else you want to add, Holly?
Yeah, I just want to thank my family.
Okay.
They're,
Okay.
they've been very supportive of us and I think you would agree.
Yes.
Yeah. And also just my job.
Yeah, which we're all working from home, and apparently I sneeze loud because she works in the way our business is set up. She works in the studio for her business, and I work in the adjacent room for the radio show. And apparently I sneeze very loud, and maybe she's got. Have you gotten over that or not? I don't know.
So anyway.
Yeah. Have you gotten over the sneezing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
Yes.
I want to thank my job because without them, we wouldn't have the ability for you to do this full time.
Right. Which we've gotten better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. But
Yeah.
still. And it allows me to, carry the insurance and things like that.
Right.
So we have that, and my family, and then my friend Laura, she does all of our voiceover
Right.
stuff. And she doesn't love doing it.
No, she says she doesn't like hearing herself on the radio.
She doesn't like hearing herself, but she doesn't mind doing it.
No.
And
it's free.
yeah, right. And usually I
It's
give
free
her,
and it's good.
yeah, usually I give her like a box of chocolate or something, but yeah, she's just a really good friend and have appreciated her for so much things. And what else? I think.
Well, with the in-studio video, I mean, predominantly our show, most of you capture our show live on the radio or on podcast replay, but we do offer the in-studio video as another avenue in which you can see us and see what we look like and see our studio and see how things work that way. So we do that as well.
And I just think that we should show appreciation to our other close friends
right.
in our lives that have been supportive and helpful and just like bouncing ideas off of them. And
yeah, you don't know anything about gardening, but read this. Does this make sense to you, or are you confused? And because we think we know what we're talking about.
Or, I mean, just in general, like I've gardening friends who are like, what's your topic this week when you're doing the show, and tell them. And
there's people that listen to our show that don't garden.
Right.
Yeah.
That too. I had one of my friends who told me that she just she doesn't even like vegetables that much, but she was curious about our show and said that she really enjoyed it. So we appreciate all of you, even if you garden or not, or like vegetables or not, that are listening.
Well, we'll leave with this. We will return first weekend in March in 2021 for season 5 of the Gardening with Joy and Holly radio show. I'll leave with this. It's a quote from Steve Harvey, comedian and TV personality. He had a lot of struggles in his life, and he found God and found the path in which he needed to be on. But he said this, and this applies to everybody who is struggling or has a dream or a goal in which you're trying to achieve. And it doesn't matter if you're 14 or 44 or 84. Everybody has a goal that they want to achieve. He said, in life, everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you could go forward or you can give up. But the thing about the giving up part, keep this in mind. Before you give up, if you give up, that's the guarantee that whatever you're working for will never happen. That guarantee of quitting kills that dream. That will never happen. Nowhere under the sun will that dream happen. The only way that's possible to remain is if you can make the dream happen is to never give up. No matter what, no matter how hard it is, continue to push through, and the dream and the goal will get achieved. That's paraphrasing from Steve Harvey. So until next year, if you got a question, if you've got a comment or whatever you want, phone lines are going to be open all through the off season. Email is going to be available all through the off season. You can certainly get a hold of us both ways. We appreciate you taking time and listening to our program. Until next year, for
Holly Baird,
I'm Joy Baird, and we will see you in the garden.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.